Members, it's the scheduled time, and if you can please take your seats, then we'll be able to count if we have already formed a quorum. All right, we have already formed a quorum, and is the meeting of the panel on education, and we are now to elect the chairman and deputy chairman. And may I draw your attention to House the Rules of Procedure 77.6, a member who is the chairman or deputy chairman of a government advisory body in respect of matters which a panel considers to be directly related to the terms of reference of the panel shall not be the chairman or deputy chairman of the panel. And 77.7 also says that a member shall not be chairman or deputy chairman of more than one panel at the same time, and therefore if you've already been elected chairman or deputy chairman of other panels, please do not stand. And also, according to House Rule 22 and Appendix 4, members may nominate members to run for the chairmanship and deputy chairmanship, but then we need to have one valid nomination seconded by at least one other member, and the member being nominated will also have to accept the nomination. Yes, Mr. Lam Tai-fai has been nominated and has been seconded. Mr. Lam Tai-fai, do you accept the nomination? Yes. Any other nomination? If not, I'll declare that Mr. Lam Tai-fai has been elected. Many people envy you. How come it's been so smooth for you? Please take your seat. First of all, I'd like to thank you for your support. I've been elected ipso facto, and with your support, I hope that we will go on smoothly. All right, next item, election of deputy chairman. Ms. Sit Ho, who would you like to nominate? Mr. Ip Kin Yuen. Mr. Mok Nai Kwong seconds. Mr. Ip, do you accept the nomination? Yes, I do. And I'd also like to know, Mr. Ip Kin Yuen. All right. Any other nominations? If not, then Mr. Ip Kin Yuen has also been elected ipso facto. Congratulations. So, Mr. Ip, can you take your seat as deputy chairman? So, we'll be working together. We have a proposed agenda table before members, so I'll be chairing the meeting in accordance with the agenda. Third item, or second item, schedule of meetings for the 2012-13 session. There are two issues that I'd like to bring up for discussion. Well, February the 11th is a public holiday, and it's been proposed by the Secretariat that the regular meeting be rescheduled to the 7th of February, 2:30. With regard to this proposed change, is that okay? Ms. Sit Ho, I agree. In particular, the procedure is appropriate because if you want to change the schedule, it's always good to bring it up for discussion with members before that's decided. All right, Ms. Sit Ho, I accept your suggestion. If there is no objection, then that meeting will be rescheduled to the 7th of February, 4:30. And another meeting is the April meeting, as it will clash with the special FC meeting. It's been proposed that for our April meeting, it be rescheduled to 17th of April, 8:30. Is that okay? Ms. Sit Ho, same view? No. All right, of course, you will have to do it openly. And of course, we are always in favor of openness. But then sometimes it might clash with ESC another meeting because it's a Wednesday morning. Well, after all, it's April. There's some time to go. So can we leave it to the Secretariat, which will work out the alternative date and time? All right. Item 3, items for discussion at our next meeting. Yes, Miss Emily Lau. I agree that we should leave it to the Secretariat, but then we should not wait too long. I don't think we'll wait until next year. We'll be informing you in due course within this year. All right. Items for discussion at our next meeting. Next meeting will be held on the 12th of November, 4:30 to 6:30. There are 3 proposals from the administration. Number 1, review on the implementation of the new senior secondary curriculum and assessment. And number 2, extension of examination fee remission scheme for needy non-Chinese speaking students. Number 3, proposed creation of 1 chief maintenance surveyor, the 1 post in the Education Bureau. Ms. Darili. Thank you, Chairman. On the second point, my understanding is that they will be going to the FC, and yes, I can understand that there is certain uniqueness to this, but then during the last term, we have discussed a lot about the support for ethnic minority groups. So is it okay for us to have an update by the administration on this, or if it's not feasible, then we can include that in the list of outstanding items, and then we can ask the administration to come and update us as soon as possible. Yes, Deputy Chairman. Yes, Chairman, I have some points to make. On point 5, concerning issues relating to the declining secondary student population. This is quite a pressing issue because starting from next week, we'll be having the result of this, because it involves the placement of secondary 1 students. And if you look at the current situation, all the schools are rather hard-pressed. And if we wait till later before we have the meeting, I'm afraid it might be too late. So can I suggest that within October, we convene a special meeting to discuss this? Yes, thank you, Deputy Chairman, for your suggestion. I'd like to listen to the views of other members first. Ms. Sito. Chairman, I don't understand. How come it has to be placed as a low priority items on the list? It's a pressing issue because very shortly we are going to have the secondary school placement, and so some parents are concerned that the schools that they choose might be closed, and therefore before they submit their enrollment form, we have to clarify everything so the parents will be assured in choosing the schools for their children. So can we discuss that early? All right, thank you. Other members, Ms. Helena Wong. Well, I support the views expressed by the 2 other members. So I hope that we can have a special meeting within October. All right, with regard to the urgency of this, I agree. But then do we have to have it before the end of October, because tomorrow is already the 17th and we don't have much time left before the end of October? I'll have to discuss it with the administration. I also have to discuss with the Secretariat on the availability of room and time slot. And maybe both myself and the Deputy Chairman can take it up with the administration, and we'll work out with the Secretariat, and then we'll inform members in due course. Yes, Deputy Chairman, please switch off your mobile phone. Chairman, I agree with what you said just now. I hope that when we discuss the issue, we should not just invite the administration to come, because there are other stakeholders. So it's not just a special panel meeting. Well, we should not just be listening to the administration. If there are other stakeholders or groups who might be very concerned about this, whether they are parents, teachers, and so on, well, whoever is interested, that could also help us construct the full picture. So apparently, you are proposing a public hearing. Chairman, you are very wise. I'm sure you can work this out so that different stakeholders' views can be taken on board. We should not be listening to one-sided views. Yes, Dr. Kenneth Chan, I agree with the other members' views. We will have to deal with that because it has to do with the secondary school placement. And with your permission, I'd like to propose several items for members' consideration. We don't necessarily have to deal with those in October or November. For example, for the self-financing programs of Lingnan University. All right, let's deal with the proposal by Mr. Ip first. I've already stated my view. All right, you can start a new subject afterwards. Yes, Mr. Ip Kwok Him. Thank you, Chairman. I'm also of the view that for the secondary student issue, with the declining secondary school or secondary student population is a pressing issue. All right, the next meeting will be held on November the 12th. I suggest that we should have that item included in that meeting agenda. As you said, it's already the 17th of October, and we may not be able to convene a meeting before the end of October. I think after listening to the administration's briefing, we can then decide if we need to have further discussion. If we were to listen to the administration on November the 12th, and if we were to convene another meeting with other deputations or stakeholders, we simply may not have enough time for that. So, Chairman, well, on the 22nd of October, the secondary school placement exercise will start, and as you know, by the time when they submit the outturn statistics, then they will have to make a decision before then. And if we only wait till November, then it's not going to help the policy. So I hope that by the end of October, let's say 30th or 31st of October, if we are able to convene that meeting at the latest early November, then I think we should have it. And I'm in favor of having a public hearing. Ms. Claudia Mo, I think we should deal with it as an urgent item. All right, we should convene a special meeting. We should not be saying, all right, let's see if we have time and if we can find a room and so on, because this is something really very urgent, and we have to do it no matter what. And it's not just. And I agree with Ms. Emily Lau in a sense that we will have to listen to the stakeholders, because basically the administration couldn't be bothered, and therefore I think it will affect many stakeholders, and we will have to listen to their views. Yes, I've already taken on board the views of all the colleagues. I understand the overall direction, but then please do understand that we will have to work this out with the administration, and we will have to identify the most appropriate slot and venue. So please leave it to the chairman and the deputy chairman. We will take it up. All right, after we are finished with this, so, Dr. Kenneth Chan, you have new agenda items to propose. Yes, thank you, Chairman. Other than the secondary schools, in fact, our education system is experiencing many problems. Just now, I was saying that with the over-enrollment by Lingnan University on some self-financing programs, it has given rise to many problems, and some students and groups have also come to the complaints division, and both you and I have been singled out for meeting with them, and I hope that we can take a look into this. It's not just about one particular university. When the administration says that they would like to set a target for some 60% of the student population receiving tertiary education, and we also have to look at the supervisory or monitoring mechanism. So what's your proposal? I hope that we can have a meeting to discuss that as soon as possible. And I'd also like to take the opportunity to say a bit more about international schools and their quota. Indeed, the CE also talked about this during his election campaign. As for the sites for constructing these international schools, they will have to compete for such sites with other institutions. For example, if the Home Affairs Bureau would like to get a site for the construction of youth hostels, then they will have difficulties. So I hope that we will also conduct an in-depth discussion on this issue of international school and their places. All right.
Thank you. Other proposed items, Ms. Sid Ho. I agree with Dr. Kenneth Chan. With regard to private post-secondary educational institutions, we should ask the administration to tell us how they are regulated, because they are now regarded as an industry, and we're going to have the associate degree programs, which are the underprivileged sector of the post-secondary education system. We have to ascertain how the degree programs and sub-degree programs are articulated. Noted, Mrs. Regina Yip. In February, I proposed a review of the PNet scheme. I heard that there are many loopholes and shortcomings of this native English speaking teachers for primary schools. Okay, we'll work out the timetable. Ms. Wong, I hope we can also have a discussion on the 15-year universal free education system, especially in relation to the poorer districts in Sam Shui Po and so on, whereby they find it difficult to get a place in a kindergarten. And we need to talk about the national education issues. Although the deputy chairman has moved a motion debate tomorrow, it's likely going to be defeated. It's said that there's no need to have a separate subject because the material has been broken up and presented in a lot of different subjects. Ms. Claudia Mo, I hope within the year we can discuss why we are doing such a poor job in teaching English, and the older a student gets, the more reserved and conservative and in speaking out and in using English. Mr. Ho, there's another long-standing issue which requires a review now, and that is special education and the inclusive education, teacher training, school premises, and so on and so forth. I remember in the last term, members extended very strong support to special education. 3 years have passed, and we need to review how special education has been implemented, and it's rather messy right now. Deputy Chairman, well, all these issues are also the issue that I want to raise, including 15 years of universal education and so on. All right, this meeting is going to last for 20 minutes only. So I will move on to the next item. If after the Deputy Secretary has spoken, you have nothing more to propose. AOB. After members were invited to join this panel, Mr. Albert Ho submitted a late application for joining the panel. What do members think? It's supported. Do you support it? Yes? If members do not object, I'd like to welcome Mr. Albert Ho. Let's work together in the education panel. If there's nothing else under AOB, meeting's adjourned.